The stoplight ahead of me is green. Perfect. Hopefully it stays that way long enough for me to pass. Stay green, stay green, stay green, stay green, stay green. No, yellow. I'm actually not that far away. It'll be a close call, but I'm pretty sure I could still make it. I tighten my grip on the handles, and then... Gun it! I can make it! I slam on the gas, which roars with renewed strength. I'm almost home free. Just a little bit more and...
Yeah.
Whoa! I see a flash of red hair out of the corner of my eye. Swearing to the side, I narrowly avoid a student. That was a close one. She topples backwards onto the ground as her belongings scatter across a good portion of the crossing. She blinks up at me in a daze. But that is quickly replaced with the scariest looking face I've ever seen. Uh-oh. Are you okay? Here, take my hand. I extend my hands towards her, but she swats it away.
Don't touch me!
She takes several deep breaths, then hefts herself unsteadily to her feet. Once she finds her footing, she dusts off her uniform. Suddenly, she whirls on me.
Are you blind? You could have killed me!
I'm really...
What were you thinking? I swear, these days, any idiot can get a license.
She gestures to a book strewn across the road.
Look! Look at what you've done!
It's not a pretty sight. She runs her hand through her hair in growing frustration. Whenever I try to apologize, she interrupts me with another verbal beating. She's a fiery one, that's for sure. Apologize. I don't deserve disparaging insults, but I can understand her anger and frustration. I admit I'm in the wrong, so I'll bite my tongue and take the abuse. She takes a breath and stops to pick up her things. I'll take forever to get her to gather all of the stuff by herself. I wheel my bike to the side of the road and try to help her, but whenever I pick something up, she snatches it out of my hands. I need to get her attention so I can make things right. I pick up a book, and before she can snatch it back, I offer it to her.
Huh? What?
Her gaze flicks back and forth from me to the book, her eyes narrowing the longer she does so.
Why are you still here? Haven't you caused enough trouble?
She steals the book out of my hands. Look, I'm really sorry. She folds her arms, the fire easing in her eyes. So, can I help you? She shrugs and drops the book I returned back into her bag.
Whatever. Do what you want.
I think that's her way of saying yes. I jump right into gathering her fallen items. It's not long before we're done. She checks her bag.
That looks like everything.
An uncomfortable silence followed between us. She gazes down at her feet for a moment. The previous hostility is gone. I mean, she still looks annoyed, but not in the I'm about to bludgeon you to death with my books and dump your body in the sewer kind of way.
Thanks. I guess. Even if this was all your fault to begin with.
I rub the back of my head with a sheepish grin. No problem. And again, I'm really sorry for all of this.
Whatever. I'm going to be late if I stand around chatting to an idiot like you all day. Bye.
She shoulders past me and marches away at a brisk pace. I soon lose her as she turns the corner. Well, that was something. I head back to my bike, confident that I did the right thing. Joe turns towards the redhead.
Hey, quit being rude!
Her gaze shifts to him, and his smile falters.
I mean, will you be done soon? I'd like you to meet someone.
She frowns,
I need to call you back.
and snaps her phone shut.
So, this is Kaori.
Something about that scowl seems familiar. Especially that hair. Oh no.
You!
What are the odds that we run into each other again? What are you doing here? She crosses her arms.
This is my team.
Well, actually, this is our...
Joe flinches from Kaori's piercing glare.
Your team, right. Carry on.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I just didn't expect to see you again. She pauses, then shrugs.
Me neither.
Joe's eyes widen in surprise. Then he breaks into his usual grin and slaps me a little too forcefully on the back.
Kaori's actually being civil towards you? Why didn't you tell me that you two were friends?
We aren't. He ran into me this morning. Literally.
Joe raises an eyebrow at me.
And you're still alive?
Huh?
What is that supposed to mean?
She steps towards Joe, who immediately jumps back.
Nothing. Anyway, since you two aren't friends, this is Kaori.
I'm Kite Cat. Nice to meet you. Kaori nods.
So...
She shrugs.
It's not like we have much choice anyway.
Sweet! You're on the team, bro!
Thanks, I think. Just as I reach for my phone, I'm startled by a loud buzzing sound. Kaori's name flashes across the screen. That's weird. Hey Kaori, I was just about to call...
You broke my tablet!
What?
You broke my tablet! So you owe me a working one.
I don't give gifts until the second or third date. At least wait until we've gone on a date before you start asking for gifts.
It's not a present if you're the reason I need a replacement!
You want me to buy it, don't you?
Of course! You broke it!
Sounds like a gift to me.
It's not!
Hey, I get it.
I don't have time for this. You owe me a replacement.
Fine. What model did you have? I'll replace it with the same. You won't notice a difference.
I had an EN85.
No, really. What did you have?
That's what I had!
I would have thought you had a newer model.
Why? It worked fine until you broke it.
Well, okay. How long did you have it for?
2 years.
That's kind of a long time. How much for the replacement?
399.99 credits, plus tax.
399.99 credits? Plus tax?
It's how much that cost.
It's used. Do you not know what depreciation is? I'll give you 150 credits and that's being generous.
What? That's not even close to how much I paid for it!
Of course not. It's an old model. But that's about how much it'd be worth now.
I paid more than double that price when I bought it, so that's how much it's worth.
That's not how it works.
That's how much it was worth to me.
Maybe I can get you a used one then.
No! People don't take care of their things. Knowing your luck, you'll buy me a faulty tablet, and I'll have to replace it again almost immediately.
I know how to pick out electronics. I'm not so stupid that I buy you a damaged one.
Debatable.
She's making this really difficult. Look, I'm not going to pay the original cost plus tax of something that is no longer worth the amount.
Fine, but you should at least give me something comparable to my old one, like the YX140.
What about the Z90 model? It has better specs and it's cheaper.
No, it doesn't! The YX140 is the model that replaced the EN85. It offers more GB than the Z90 and has better connectivity options.
What are you talking about? Everything else is comparable and you can get it with a higher GB. Plus the Z90 is made by Microheart, which we all know is better than Pineapple.
Are you kidding me? Pineapple is a better choice. It runs faster and it doesn't get viruses either, so it has a better shelf life.
Is this a joke? Meet me at the store. I'll show you that the Z90 is just as good, if not better, than the YX140. If after that you still don't believe me, then I'll concede.
Fine, but only because I know you're wrong. Meet you there in a half hour.
The phone clicks without another word. Well, goodbye to you too. I grab my jacket and head for the door. I arrive at the mall before Kaori and wait by the front south entrance. It's only a minute or two before I see her walking up to me dressed in a hoodie and jeans. It's weird to see her out of her uniform. A little casual for a date, but I can dig it.
This isn't a date!
Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. You still look good.
Shut up! I wouldn't wear this on a date!
What would you wear?
It doesn't matter! Let's just go in.
You're the boss. I follow Kaori into the electronics store. She heads straight for the aisle of tablets and points to the XY140.
There it is.
And there's mine. I point to the Z90 and read the details. Optic display with Hexa HD resolution at 750 ppi with a V9Z chip and 256-bit architecture. It even has an anti-reflective coating on the screen. You must admit, this is an amazing tablet, and I point to the price on the XY140. It's cheaper. Kaori crosses her arms.
So, the XY140 costs a bit more because you get more. Look, it holds 3 times the number of files, and even though the displays match, the XY140 has amazing video stabilization and built-in data connection options.
Nothing you just said makes me believe it's worth the extra money.
I can't believe you want to get me an inferior model to make up for breaking my stuff in the first place.
It's not inferior. It's a great tablet.
But not comparable to my E85.
Why are you so difficult?
Why did you have to break my tablet?
You're killing me.
Serves you right for trying to kill me.
Just so you know, you're both wrong.
Kaori and I turn to face the voice. Standing behind us is a stubby guy with round glasses. He reaches between us and grabs another model off the shelf.
This is the IB760 by Bento. It's the fastest on the market, with the vector core CPU at 6 GHz, red tooth technologies, and a fingerprint identity sensor in the screen. Not to mention the superior resolution with advanced multi-touch technology.
He reaches by and grabs something else.
Plus, it comes with the cover built in, so you don't have to pay more to buy accessories.
He glances over at Kaori.
Which, from what I heard, you could really use.
Kaori and I exchange a look.
Nobody asks for your opinion.
Clearly you need it, if you're considering the XY140 like some sort of technological plebe.
Why you?
That's what I was saying all along. I told you the XY140 was no good.
Whoa! Calm down, Mr. High and Mighty. The Z90 is an even worse choice?
What?
Who would want to use a machine built on the frame operating system? The last time that piece of junk worked was Frame XP.
Frame 7 was good. He snickers loudly.
How cute. No wonder you're together. You both have a taste for inferior tablets.
Together?
Kaori stomps a foot forward as her hands clench into fists. The nerd is clearly shaken but tries to keep us cool.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
No kidding. Maker Art has the entire business market.
And Pineapple makes premium cutting-edge devices.
Also, nowadays all models come with RedTooth 3.0 built in.
And fingerprint ID sensors. And advanced multi-touch technologies.
He opens his mouth to speak again, but Kaori interrupts him.
And we are not together.
Yeah, go mind your own business.
You noobs! Your vision is too clouded to see the light. Otherwise, you'd understand that Android is the best hardware, software, and value for your money.
Before either of us can say another word, he turns around and confidently waddles away. A bag of cheese puffs seem to materialize in his hand.
Idiot, sticking his nose where it doesn't belong.
I know, right? We fall silent as I look over the IB760 demo model. Actually, Kaori,
What?
I think he might have been onto something.
Let me see.
We both review the specification cards next to the tablet.
Huh. The features here definitely outweigh the XY140.
And hardware-wise, it blows the Z90 out of the water. I watch as Kaori swipes the tablet screen and tweaks the settings and configuration. A moment later, she grabs an IB760 box off the shelf and looks it over. So, do you want this one then?
As much as I hate to admit it, it makes the most sense.
Just don't let him hear you saying that. I take the tablet from her and head to the counter. Glad we got that sorted out. As I go to pay, Kaori cuts me off from the cashier and pulls out her wallet.
Whatever. I don't need you to pay for it.
I shake my head. No, but it's still my fault you need to buy a new one in the first place. Before she has a chance to reply, I tap my card against the register. An approved notification displays on the machine.
You idiot! I just let you off the hook and you paid anyways!
I flash her a smile. Oh well, too late now. Kaori appears flustered. I offer the bag to her. Here. She blinks at the bag a few times before reluctantly accepting it. I'm glad after that whole choosing a tablet ordeal, she doesn't fight me on this too. I guess she understands that we're both equally stubborn.
Thanks.
We exit the store. Kaori turns towards me outside the store.
Thanks for coming out, I guess. I mean, some of the stuff you said was helpful, but mostly you just gave me a headache.
I grin at her. You're really bad at giving compliments.
It wasn't a compliment!
But I can see a blush creeping up her cheeks. Anyway, don't worry about it. We're teammates, which means we're looking out for each other, right?
Yeah, that's how we were able to defeat that loser when he came by.
Ha! Did you see how he left in a huff?
Maybe that'll teach him to stop butting in where he doesn't belong.
I laugh and I think I see Kaori crack a smile. So, are we good?
Huh?
You know, about that whole almost running you over thing?
Oh,
She glances at her back and nods.
yeah, we're good.
Cool. Because I don't want to start this friendship on a sour note. She blinks at the mention of friendship and waves off what I said.
Whatever. I better get going. See you on Monday.
Yeah, see you. With a nod, she turns away and disappears into the crowd of people. Hey. She looks up at me.
Oh, hi.
Mind if I sit here? She shakes her head. Thanks. I place my tray next to her bento and sit down. Kaori refocuses on her meal and eats in silence. This is pretty awkward. So, how are things?
Good.
He doesn't even bother looking at me. And what do you think about the weather today?
Adequate.
This is seriously like pulling teeth. I shouldn't be surprised though. It's Kaori after all. Small talk is not her forte. I pick up a ketchup packet and squeeze the contents over my fries.
You're really eating that?
Huh? Kaori has finally looked up from her food and examines my meal.
Burgers are very unhealthy. They are full of fat and very high in calories. The fries are even worse. Those are just empty carbs, and the average meal holds the amount of sodium an average person needs in a day.
That's what makes it taste so good. Kaori leans back in disappointment and shrugs.
Whatever, it's your choice.
I glance at her bento. It has an assortment of simple maki rolls. I'm just glad I'm eating this instead of that. Well, sometimes it's nice to eat something tasty for a change. She frowns in irritation.
What makes you think my bento isn't tasty?
I take another look at it, then smirk. You don't need to go so defensive. I'm sure it's healthy, but the thing barely looks seasoned. Oh. Kaori shoves a maki roll into my mouth while I'm mid-sentence.
Don't judge it until you've tried it.
Wow. This is surprisingly delicious. It's light with simple ingredients. but each bite is still packed with flavor. Kaori quickly retracts her chopsticks. Once she realizes what she's done, her cheeks flush. Give me another piece. I open my mouth wide. Ah! Kaori's face reddens even more.
What are you doing?
Feed me again.
What do you mean again? I wasn't feeding you!
Don't be so shy, Kaori. Come on. As I lean my head closer, she scoots to the far end of the booth.
Stop acting weird!
Her voice cracks with embarrassment as she buries her face in her bento box. We end up finishing our meals in silence, but I'm glad I was able to learn a little more about Kaori.
What are you two yelling about?
We both spin around and see Kaori. She's also wearing what no one in their right mind would dub a gym uniform. Her porcelain legs are completely free of blemish, and the way the material shows off her body makes it clear she works hard to stay fit. If I ever had any doubt about Kaori's physical prowess, I don't have them anymore. It must take hard work and discipline to have a body like yours. She frowns as her hand instantly goes to her side. The only thing betraying her unimpressed expression is the slight pink creeping into her cheeks.
Are you really trying to hit on me with a line like that?
Depends. Is it working?
No.
Not even a little?
Not even at all.
That's cold. Despite her shutdown, the corner of her lips tuck into a faint smile. I walk to the parking lot and spot my bike where I left it. As soon as I reach it, a sleek white car pulls up and blocks the exit. The car has tinted windows and looks like something way out of my price range. As I can only see the back of the car, I guess that might be a Panther. Although the engine is still running, there's no movement from the car. That's kind of weird. Are they waiting for someone? If so, I wish they'd pick a different spot. How am I supposed to leave if they're blocking the exit? Besides, wouldn't it make more sense to pick someone up closer towards campus and not in the heart of the parking lot? I hop on my bike as I ponder these questions. Just as I'm about to back out, the passenger door opens and a smooth leg steps out. Following the leg is a cute girl with red hair. Wait a minute. That's Kaori! I pause on my bike, ready to watch the scene unfold. I'm far enough away that Kaori won't spot me. The driver's side door opens and an older man steps out. He looks European, definitely not Japanese. I guess he's in his mid-30s and I can tell he keeps in shape by the way his shirt clings to his biceps. He reaches into the back of the car and hands Kaori a bag. With a wide smile, he envelopes her into a hug. I wait for the inevitable slap, but it never happens. Instead, Kaori accepts the hug without protest. How is she so calm right now? She's even smiling back at him. He tries to linger in the hug. Kaori gently pulls away and waves goodbye to him. The man waves back as he returns to his car and drives off. As he heads back towards the campus, her path leads her straight to my parked bike. Hey Kaori. She jumps slightly at my voice.
Oh, it's you.
She glances behind her and sighs with relief when the white car is nowhere in sight.
What are you doing here?
I think the better question is, what are you doing here? Kaori crosses her arms.
I asked you first.
But I know your answer will be more interesting than mine.
You're wrong. I'm just going to my dorm.
Oh, okay. What were you up to today?
Does it matter?
I'm just curious. I want to learn more about you. Her expression softens slightly and I think I see a faint blush of pink on her cheeks.
It's nothing. Just a thing I went to.
Uh-huh. And did you go to this thing alone? Kaori looks sharply at me and her body tenses.
Why?
No reason. Just that you and your ride seem pretty close. Kaori's face turns white, but her voice stays level.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Kaori, who was that guy? Kaori gets defensive.
No one?
He looked a lot older than you.
So?
Are you in trouble? Why is a guy twice your age hanging around?
I don't have to explain myself to you. It's none of your business. So just drop it.
Kaori seems snappier than usual. I must have hit a nerve. Okay, I'm sorry.
Whatever. It's fine. I need to go though.
Yeah, okay. I'll see you later. She barely waves goodbye and heads towards the campus dorms. I wonder what that was all about. When I arrive in the hangar, I see a familiar face. And Kaori circling her gear with a critical eye. I guess we had the same idea. Hey Kaori. She nods at me. How does it look? Kaori looks solemn.
It could be better. The damage is mostly cosmetic, but there is some damage here and here, which could impact performance.
She points to the areas on her gear.
This will reduce overall acceleration and top speed. It hurts the aerodynamic nature of Aura.
Aura?
Yeah, Aura. The name of my gear.
I suddenly remember a conversation I had with Sho regarding gears and their genders. Is it a she? Is Aura a female?
Well, the gear is an embodiment of a pilot, so yes.
I'm a little surprised Aura has a gender. I didn't take you as a sentimental person. She looks calm, but her voice gets a little defensive.
What's that supposed to mean?
I mean, I get that the gear is shaped like a female for the purpose of sponsorship and to appeal to spectators, but I trail off, unsure how to verbalize my question without offending. How do you ask someone about the boobs of their gear? Luckily, Kaori seems to understand.
This frame is smaller for better agility. And
She looks at the chest area of Aura. Her face flushes.
extra storage space contains emergency energy packs for the thrusters, in case the core temporarily overheats. Their location just happened to be there for the best weight distribution of the gear.
Aura sounds no nonsense and efficient. Aura sounds no nonsense and efficient. They really do embody their pilots. I suppose that makes sense. She nods. We both continue reviewing her gear. The silence only grows more and more awkward. So, how did you come up with the name? If I didn't know any better, I would think it was named after the anime Ninja Ranger. The one in pink was also called Aura. Kaori glares at me.
Yeah, so? It is named after her.
For real?
Why is that so bad?
I just never thought you'd be into anime.
What's so hard to believe about me liking anime?
Now that I think about it, I didn't really consider what sort of hobbies Kaori has. Although, anime would be on my list of probably not, or impossible for her. Actually, isn't Aura the Ranger of Honor? He blinks in surprise.
How did you know that?
I might be into anime as well.
Really? That's a surprise.
What's so hard to believe about me liking anime? Kaori blushes in embarrassment.
I guess we were both making unfair assumptions.
She looks at her gear before facing me again.
So... which is your favorite ranger?
Her speech is halted as if she's too embarrassed to even ask the question. Tom, the Ranger of Knowledge.
The Ranger of Knowledge! He was always integral to solving the mysteries.
I stare at Kaori in surprise. I don't think I've ever seen her so animated. She blinks at my astonishment before her face reddens.
Well, I mean, if you're into that.
I let out a chuckle. Kaori smiles. I'm glad I was able to learn something new about you. Her cheeks redden even further.
Don't make it sound like that.
She shuffles her feet and avoids my gaze.
But it is a little nice knowing you like anime too.
We spend some more time together at the hangar, before she has to head out for her class. Kaori didn't look so thrilled when that girl showed up. Maybe I should check on her. I find her in a corner of the living room, surrounded by a group of students. The girl from earlier stands beside her, but when she spots the rest of her team, she runs off to greet them. As I approach, Kaori has her arms folded and she's trying to keep a wide berth between herself and the boys. I catch the tail end of their conversation.
Please, you guys are no competition at all. The day you losers beat me in a match is the day I'm dead.
One of the boys laughs.
Those are tough words coming from someone so cute.
Quick as a lightning, he slaps Kaori's butt. Suddenly, time warps and slows. Kaori's body tenses and her eyes grow wide as her brain registered what just happened. Then the fire reaches her eyes and melts her frozen body. She brings her arm back and slugs the guy in the face so hard he collapses to the floor. Holy... Wow, Kaori, that was... I'm interrupted by a fist coming dangerously close to me. The inevitable looms ever closer. All I can do is let out a yelp as a sharp pain throbs in my stomach. What the hell was that for, Kaori? I rap at my chin and work my jaw. That girl sure can pack a punch.
What are you doing sneaking up on me like some kind of pervert?
I've been here this whole time.
Why didn't you say something then?
You seemed a little busy. Kaori glances back down at the unconscious guy. She nudges him with her foot and watches as he doesn't stare. He's clocked out for the night.
Serves him right.
Whistles break from the silent onlookers as a few of the girls cheer and the guys start laughing.
Damn! Did you see what she just did to Takeshi?
Yeah, I'm not getting on her bad side.
Nope, me neither.
She's kind of scary, actually.
Why don't we get out of here? Kaori nods. We're about to move when a tall, buff pilot slams a bottle onto a nearby table.
Poor Takeshi.
Dropping into a chair, he laughs.
So you can handle yourself when it comes to strength, but can you do the same when it comes to alcohol?
Kaori crosses her arms and snorts.
Not interested.
What's the matter? You scared?
A taunting song of oaths circles from the onlookers. Kaori laughs.
Me? Scared? No way. I'm just trying to save you from the embarrassment.
No, I get it. Drinking is a man's game. Women aren't built to hold their alcohol.
Kaori's eyes flash, and a smile drops from her face.
What did you say?
It's probably best that we don't do this, actually. I wouldn't want you to hurt yourself.
The chair scrapes along the floor as Kaori sits down.
The only person who'll be hurting is you after I drink you under the table.
A health nut like Kaori doesn't strike me as someone who's used to drinking. You could get really sick if she's not careful. Kaori, are you sure you want to do this?
Of course!
Just think about what you're doing.
Don't worry. I can beat this guy.
But what if you can't? Is it really worth the risk? He looks me hard in the eyes.
I can, and I will.
My protests fall on deaf ears. Someone places 2 shots glasses on the table, one in front of each challenger, and fills them up. Then he explains the rules.
First person to reach 10 shots is the winner.
Kaori reaches for her fists and downs it before a challenger takes a drink. He doesn't even flinch from the burning liquid.
Another!
Hey!
He quickly downs his cup while Kaori is being refilled, then fills up his own cup. Kaori grins.
Try and keep up, okay?
Instead of responding, the guy throws back his drink and Kaori follows. An even larger crowd gathers around the pair as they drink shot after shot. Everyone watches with bated breath, but neither competitor shows any sign of weakness. Kaori's like a machine and empties her cup faster than it can be filled. The crowd stares at her with admiration. Her challenger keeps up a steady pace and the race is close. After her 10th shot, Kaori slams her cup onto the table right before her opponent.
Done.
Damn.
The crowd erupts into a roar of cheers as they equally congratulate Kaori and tease her challenger. The pilot tries to stand, but looks a little queasy and sits back down. Kaori is also unsteady on her feet, but I catch her before she falls.
I'm okay.
I let go, and she squints up at me.
What did you do to your face?
Huh?
Your face! It's so blonde.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not bad.
Yup, she's drunk and it's late. I think it's time for her to leave before she embarrasses herself even more. Kaori won't be able to get home alone. I better walk her back. I help her to her feet. Come on, Kaori. Time to go.
No! You can't tell me what to do!
As she talks, I lead her towards the door anyway.
Fine, I'm going. But only because I want to go.
That sounds like a very Kaori thing to say. Maybe she's not as drunk as I thought. The cool night breeze is a welcome relief from the stuffy dorm. As we walk through the silent campus, Kaori trips over a root and I catch her fall. She gasps as I hold her, but doesn't push me away. I pull her into me. You're lucky I was here to catch you. Really? That's all you're going to say? She scrunches her face if trying to remember something.
Oh! Stop being a perv!
I love and let go of her. She's uncharacteristically quiet for a while. It's strange to see her so calm. Usually she's so fiery.
Your reaction time is better than I remember.
Thanks.
You've improved a lot since our first match. I mean, I had no idea you'd actually be so much help for the last match.
Do my ears deceive me or did Kaori just give me a compliment? Is that really what you think?
Yeah.
I never knew you felt that way.
So what?
Nothing. It's just nice to know that you like me. Your cheeks are red, but I can't tell if it's from the alcohol or this conversation.
Shut up! It's not like that!
We arrive in front of her building and Kaori steps to the entrance. Kaori has opened up to me a lot. I wonder if she'll tell me who she was with the other night. Wait, she turns back to me. Can I ask you something?
What?
The night I ran into you in the parking lot, what were you doing with that older guy? She cocks her head to the side, amused.
Why? Are you jealous?
Whatever, I don't even know why I asked. Kaori smirks. So, do you have your ID? Kaori nods and fishes it out of her pocket.
Good night. Thanks for walking me home.
Are you going to be okay? Do you need help getting back into your room?
Nuh-uh! I won't fall for that. You aren't getting into my room.
That was my intention.
I'll be fine.
Okay. Good night then.
Oh! I almost forgot.
I caught off guard as she combs her hands through my golden locks.
Ah! It's so soft and fluffy!
What? Just her voice. I'm too stunned to react. Kaori steps back and admires her handiwork. Smiles, then swipes her ID and disappears into the building. That was kind of an interesting night. If only I was able to record drunk Kaori for sober Kaori to see. I'm feeling embarrassed just thinking about it. I call up Kaori, and there's a flood of noise when she answers.
What is it?
Hello to you too.
Oh, right. Hi, what's up?
Remember the maki sushi you made for lunch?
Yeah.
How did you make them?
Oh, it's really easy. You need rice, nori, vinegar.
The voices in the background are getting so loud I can barely hear Kaori. You're kind of cutting off. Where are you?
I'm in the mall. Actually, I'm in the store grabbing groceries. If you come by, I can just show you what ingredients to get.
Okay, I'll head over.
Hurry. I'm only here for a little bit, and then I'm gone.
Where are you going? But she already hung up the phone. Oh well. I better get to the mall before she leaves. After making my plans, I head downstairs.
Ah, you made it.
Yeah. Her cart is filled with different fruits and vegetables. I caught her just in time. It looks like she's almost ready to check out.
So, what type of sushi do you want to make?
Whatever you had last time. Kaori raises an eyebrow.
I had an assortment for lunch that day. You want to make all of them?
Sure. He shrugs.
Okay, follow me.
I trail behind her as she expertly picks out all the necessary ingredients and places them in my basket. As Kaori gathers everything I will need, she imparts step-by-step instructions for how to cook and assemble them.
Got it?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. Anyway, that's everything. And I have to get going, so let's check out.
Wasting no time, she drags me to the checkout counter so we can pay. I patiently wait for the clerk to finish bagging on all our items. Here, let me hold your bags. Kaori begins to protest, but I grab her bags before she can.
Fine. But only because you want to.
I nod, holding my bags in one hand and hers in the other. She silently leads me out of the store, then pauses right outside the mall entrance.
Thanks, but I can carry it from here.
It's okay. Did you take the bus? I'll carry it to the bus stop for you.
No!
She snatches the bags from one of my hands.
Thanks, but I'll see you later.
Okay, bye. I'm barely able to reply before she runs off. She seems to be in a hurry. I wonder where she's going. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm starving. Time to get home and make this delicious meal. Nikki will be so impressed. As I balance out my bags between my hands, I spot a purple eggplant in one of them. Huh? I didn't get an eggplant. Oh no. These are Kaori's bags. That means she is mine. I need to catch her before it's too late. My legs begin pumping before I even finish the thought. As I race towards the bus stop, I spot that fancy white car from the other day with the same man from before, leaning against it. Kaori runs towards him. My leg tangle as I try to suddenly stop and I stumble noisily behind a parked car. I peek out to see the man who hasn't moved. Phew, nobody hurt me. The man splits into a wide smile when he sees Kaori, and he envelopes her into another hug. Then he plants a kiss on her cheek. Kaori embraces him back. Try to imagine what would happen if I not only try to embrace Kaori, but also try to kiss her. And I can't help but wince. Instinctively, I go to protect my family jewels. The man takes the grocery bags and places them in the car. Then both he and Kaori climb inside. I dive out of my hiding place and sprint to my bike. I can't let them out of sight. Luckily, I'm parked close enough to spot them exiting the parking lot. I keep a good distance between us as I speed down the road behind them. I try to keep a car between us to block me from view, but every so often the vehicle will switch lanes, leaving me exposed. Still, the white car doesn't change pace or give any indication it knows it's being followed. It must be better. I must be better than this than I thought. After a while, the car turns into a weathered driveway. The driveway is attached to an older house with a wide, fenced-in yard. Children ranging in age from 3 to 10 play in the yard. Is this a school of some sort? I linger back and watch as Kaori exits the car. As soon as she does, the younger children swarm over to hug her legs. Kaori laughs when she sees the kids and opens her arms wide to return their hugs. A bright smile graces her face, and she's warm and gentle as she herds the kids back into her yard. The older children greet her with respect, but it's clear they're just as happy to see her. This is such a different Kaori from the one I know. And even though she'd kill me if she ever found out I saw the side of her, I'm glad I did. Kicking my bike into park, I grab the grocery bags and walk over to the house. As I come into view, surprise flickers across Kaori's face, before it's replaced by an emotionless mask. She waits for me in the driveway.
What are you doing here? Are you spying on me?
I hand her the groceries. No, our bags got mixed up. These are yours. With a wary look, she peeks into the bags.
Oh.
For a second, she seems at loss for how to react. Then her familiar glare returns.
Well, you shouldn't have followed me without my knowledge like some sort of creep.
It's not creepy if it's for a legit reason. She crosses her arms.
You mean to return these bags to me?
Exactly. I'm such a good Samaritan.
You could have swapped bags with me back at the mall.
No way. You ran off in a hurry and I lost you.
If you lost me, how'd you follow me?
Easy. I found you again in the parking lot when I was looking for my bike. Speaking of which, I'm surprised you didn't notice me following you at all. Although, it's not the first time you didn't see me coming until I was already there. Kaori clenches her fists.
I'm going to pretend like you didn't say that. Your bike is white, right? You must have been really discreet because I didn't see it at all. Although, now that you mention it, there was this really weird looking bike that would occasionally pop into my view. But it was clearly a girl's, so I know that wasn't you?
Her voice trails off when she notices my expression. Her hand flies to her mouth, and she seems to be concentrating hard on holding something in. What? She shakes her head. Avoiding my eyes, her gaze flickers all around me. When they land on my bike behind me, the floodgates open and her laugh rings across the yard.
That was you?
I mumble in affirmation.
Oh my god!
Yeah, laugh it up. She gasps for breath as her laughter continues. Her eyes are even tearing up. Okay, it's not that funny. After a few more breaths, Kaori finally calms down.
That's a good look for you.
Very funny.
Kaori, what is so funny?
The man walks over and gives Kaori a questioning look when he sees me.
Oh, this is my teammate from school.
Ah, a friend of Kaori's.
His face splits into a huge grin and he hurries over to plant a kiss on each of my cheeks. Kaori watches in amusement as I can only stand in shock.
I am Miguel Vasquez. But please, call me Uncle Miguel. So happy to meet you.
Oh, hello. I'm Kite Cat. I flash Kaori a confused look.
He's my uncle.
Yes, Kaori doesn't let me meet her friend, so you must be very special. Her boyfriend?
No?
Of course we're a couple. I've always known we have a special bond, Kaori. I lean in close to her.
Huh?
And even your uncle can see it too. We shouldn't deny this attraction any longer.
Idiot! You're delusional!
but she can't stop the blush from staining her cheeks.
That was so beautiful. Bravo!
Uncle!
Kaori's face is beet red.
Don't you have kids to help or something?
Miguel is unperturbed and chuckles.
Okay. I understand. I will let you lovebirds have some space.
We're not lovebirds!
He winks as he goes to join the children. Kaori and I stand in silence, and she fidgets with her hands. Her face is still bright red and she can't look me in the eyes. After a moment, the silence grows too heavy and we speak at the same time.
Ignore him.
So your uncle, huh? She blinks at me. He's pretty, affectionate.
Oh yeah, he's Spanish, and that's how they greet each other in Spain. It took a while for me to get used to it too.
That explains a lot. How did he and your aunt meet?
In university. He studied in Japan. That's why his Japanese is so good too.
We lapse into silence again. Kaori returns to the white car and hands me my groceries.
Thanks for bringing these by, I guess. You should probably get going. I have to get back to the kids.
What exactly is this place? She hesitates, then sighs in resignation.
It's a daycare and tutoring center. My uncle runs it, and I come by to help out.
I had no idea you like kids so much.
So, what if I do?
I'm not satisfied. You will make a great mother one day.
What?
But will you make a fine wife too?
Shut up!
I see the blush creep on her cheeks before she turns away. Still, how did you get involved?
I started coming here as a co-op for class credit, and now I can't imagine my life without them.
I watch Kaori as she speaks. Her expression is soft as her voice is warm.
Most of these kids have parents who work all the time, and it's obvious these kids are lonely. They might act out or struggle in school, but all they really want is for someone to care about them. This place might not be the most glamorous, but Uncle cares about every single kid who walks through these doors, and they care about him.
Then her voice hardens.
Anyway, if you tell anyone about this, I will destroy you.
Noted. The kids wave at Kaori and call out for her to join them. With minimal urging from Miguel, they sing Miss Itami and Mr. Boyfriend sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G. Miguel laughs at Kaori's mortification. I better go. Her face is completely red.
Yes, please.
I head back to my bike as Kaori runs towards the children. They scatter around the yard, squealing in laughter. Kaori puts in hard exterior, but she's not as cold as she pretends to be. I glance back for one more glimpse of Kaori's smile, before driving off. The library is filled with students, and I don't spot any free tables. Looks like other people had the same idea. I spot a familiar plum of red hair sitting alone at a table in the corner. It's rare to spot Kaori at the library. She doesn't notice me as I approach. If I didn't know better, I'd say she looked half asleep. I slide beside her, hoping to catch her off guard. Why, thank you. It worked better than I expected. She's completely startled.
Huh? Oh, you.
She lets out a yawn before rubbing her eyes.
What are you doing here?
This seemed like a good place to take a nap. Looks like you had the same idea. For a moment, it almost looks like she's going to pull back and hit me. When her hands finally move, I flinch. But to my surprise, she delivers an intense and dramatic stretching yawn.
I guess it doesn't matter if I tell you.
Maybe it's just because she's tired, but she seems relieved to be talking about it.
One of the volunteers at the daycare left, and I had to take on their students. We were already short-staffed, but now it's much worse.
That's a relief.
What? Why?
Thought you were hungover again.
Again?
You don't remember? He blushes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Kaori lets out another big yawn.
Don't worry about me. I just have to work a few doubles until we find a replacement.
Why don't you share the work with the rest of the staff?
Do you know anything at all about educating children?
Not really.
Obviously. At that age, one of the worst things you can do is to switch up their instructors. It has a terrible impact on their learning. Children need stability and time to build up trust. And while they're getting used to us, we're learning about them. It takes time to understand how a child learns, what they're feeling. Some kids might have an easier time with change, and it won't matter as much if they are rotating staff members. But other kids already have unstable homes to go home to. The daycare is the only place they feel safe.
Oh, didn't realize.
And if I have to work a little bit harder for a week or two to make sure they get the best care, I will.
Still, you need to take care of yourself too.
I am.
You're falling asleep while studying. Are you going to fall asleep in the middle of a match too? Clearly you're not getting enough rest. She crosses her arms but doesn't say anything. I'm not trying to pry into your personal life, but you're my friend. I just want to make sure you're okay. He continues to stay silent, but her look softens. Besides, if you get sick, then they'll have a replacement instructor anyway. Her eyes widen before she looks down.
I guess that makes sense.
He sighs.
Maybe I'll take it a bit easier.
I smile and nod.
But I'm fine right now, so don't worry about me.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't call me ma'am!
Yes, Miss Itami.
No!
Mrs. Itami?
I'm going to hurt you now.
He leans over the table, her fist ready to slug my shoulder. Thankfully, I see it coming and quickly lean back. Too far. My chair wobbles precariously and I grasp wildly for something to hold on to. Ugh. A few students look over while I rub my sore head. Kaori blinks at me in surprise and masks a giggle. Once sufficiently amused, she offers me a hand and helps me pull up upright. We study together in silence for a while. She occasionally glances at me, but averts her gaze whenever I look at her. Need something?
What?
You keep looking at me. Do you need something?
No, I don't. Stop imagining things. Besides, you keep looking at me.
Her cheeks flush. I smirk boyishly.
What is up with your face?
I merely tilt my head to the side and flash another grin.
Stop!
What? I haven't said or done anything.
You...
She stumbles.
You're impossible!
Her cheeks redden as she hides her face deep in her book. We study for a while longer before Kaori's phone vibrates. After checking her text, she starts packing up. We say goodbye and I leave her a short time after. Suddenly, we hear a shout in the distance. Following the source of the sound, I glance over and see Kaori hovering over a cowering man. He has his hands up defensively. Kaori snatches the camera out of his hands, fidgets with it, and throws it back at him. The man scoots up the camera, stumbles to his feet, and runs away. As the man flees, Kaori walks towards the water before chucking something into the waves. We stare dumbfounded, watching the scene unfold. Kaori spots us as she turns away from the water and stomps towards us. I can practically see the steam rising out of her ears. Show sighs.
Well, it was nice knowing you guys.
Mayu nods.
Aren't you overreacting a little?
Nikki's voice wavers as Kaori approaches, betraying her confidence. Hey Kaori.
Can you believe that guy?
Her voice trembles from anger. What happened?
That pervert was taking pictures of younger girls. I made him promise never to do it again. Then, took out his memory card and threw it into the ocean for good measure.
Nikki eyes Kaori with wonder, then elbows me.
Wow, she's not scary at all. At least not like you described her.
Kaori whirled to me, her fierce scowl plastered to her face. When she notices Nikki, her expression softens to one of curiosity.
Who are you?
Nikki beams.
Oh, I'm Nikki.
Kaori continues to stare until Nikki points to me.
His sister.
Kaori raises an eyebrow.
Really? Wow, you're lucky. You two look nothing alike.
Thanks.
Thanks. We answer simultaneously. Nikki and I blink at each other in surprise, then speak at the same time.
What's
that supposed to mean? Joe laughs.
I'm pretty sure Kaori meant Nikki's lucky she doesn't look like you.
Thanks for having my back, bro.
No problem, Broseph.
Nikki giggles.
I like Kaori.
Kaori stammers out a reply as her cheeks tinge pink.
Oh! Thanks.
Hey, everyone.
We collectively turn around at the sound of Yuna's voice. I want to respond to her. My voice gets caught in my throat. Never before have I been ever so thankful that the bikini was invented. Judging by the silence, everyone is entranced as I am. Yuna fidgets under our gaze and automatically wraps an arm around herself.
Is everything alright?
Like everyone else, Nikki's gaze is fixated on Yuna. She looks down at her own chest, then back at Yuna, and sighs.
Life is so unfair. What?
Kaori snaps back to reality and hits me hard. Ah!
Stop being a pervert!
You were staring too!
No?
Her cheeks flare, betraying her guilt.
I wouldn't do something like that!
Yuna tries to cover up, clearly mortified.
You guys...
Joe stands in a daze until Mayu pokes him.
I see.
Huh?
He glances down and shuffles her feet.
So that's what you like.
No, that's not it. I like yours too.
Mayu looks up at Joe with wide eyes, then covers herself with her hand.
Stop looking!
Joe's face burns red and he trips over his words.
Wait, no, I didn't mean it like that. I promise. I'm not looking.
Mayu continues to stare at him with doe eyes.
But not because yours aren't good. Because they're great.
Kaori marches over and whacks Joe on the back of the head.
Ow!
She hovers protectively over Mayu.
Come on, Mayu.
Okay.
I walk over to Kaori. Hey Kaori, what are you up to? In response, she throws the ball at me. Catch. The balls travel slowly into the air and lands gracefully in my hands.
Nice catch.
Thanks. She seems distracted. Are you okay?
Yeah.
She doesn't say anymore, but instead looks out towards the ocean. While she's not paying attention, I toss the ball back to her. As expected, it bounces off her chest before she catches it.
What? Hey! Don't throw things when I'm not looking!
She hurls the ball back to me. Instead of catching it, I volley it back. Kaori blinks in surprise, but her reflexes kick in, and she leaps out of her chair to return it. We continue to volley the ball back and forth, hitting it further and further away from each other, so the other person has to scramble to return it. Once the ball hits the ground, we stop. My breathing is heavy as I sit down to rest. Kaori did not go easy on me. She made sure I was running around the whole time. Kaori collects the ball and comes beside me.
Thanks.
For what?
Do I need to spell it out for you?
Besides.
For playing volleyball, or whatever that was, with me.
Oh, sure. Were you hoping to play with the group? She shrugs.
I thought maybe it was something we could do. My sisters and I would play every time we came to the beach. It just feels off to come here and not play.
I'm glad I could help.
Normally, we play in the water, but I guess this will have to do.
She glanced at the sky.
It's getting dark, so we should probably head back.
Oh, okay. I'll go get Sho and Mayu.
Alright, I'll tell Valerie and Yuna.
Kaori sets up the match. A few minutes later, the holodesk projects the arena, and the gears involved in the fight.
Alright, so what's the deal?
Onna Bugeisha is a melee-only team. It will be important to pay attention to our positioning and maintain a safe distance.
We've had close combat teams in the past. Claw of the Wild comes to mind from a few weeks ago. Mayu is focused on the holodesk and takes a serious tone.
Claw of the Wild was a melee-centric team, but their gears were knitted to perform a hybrid role. Based on Onna Bugeisha's data, their gears are all custom-tailored for high bursts of speed and close combat engagements. We would benefit greatly from keeping a distance. If we play defensively, it will force them to chase us, and we can wear them down before going on the offense.
What do you think, Brosif?
If they have no ranged weaponry, we should do as much damage from afar as we can. Whittling them down before fully engaging will give us the advantage.
Sounds good to me.
Mayu and Kaori both nod. Okay, well, we can all go range, but Aura can't. The team looks at Kaori.
I'll engage Mei head-on, and keep her out of the fight.
That kind of goes against our plan. To my surprise, Kaori grits her teeth and bites back a retort. She studies the holodesk for a little too long, then sighs.
I guess I don't have much of a choice. I'll hang back with you guys, and intercept if one of the enemy gears manages to break through.
Mayu nods.
I think that would be best.
Okay, let's recap. We'll play it from a distance and keep baiting their team. Since Mayu is our best shot, we'll keep her well protected and follow her lead.
And Kaori looks right at me. She finally looks more confused than I've seen her all week.
You and Sho can play aggressively if we take the lead. I will intercept whoever reaches Mayu, if they even manage to. Got it?
We all nod. The tension is palpable. Even though Kaori is always serious, the tone is more aggressive than usual.
We have a rare opportunity to really boost our MMR, and we can't throw this chance away. There's absolutely no way we can lose to Mei.
That almost sounded like a threat. I nod a little uneasily and glance at Sho and Mayu, whose face mirror my thoughts. Kaori turns back to the holodesk and uploads our plan as we wait in silence. A loud beep announces the match. I mutter under my breath. Saved by the beep. Sho and Mayu seem equally relieved.
Just make sure you guys stay focused.
Of course.
Sho forces enthusiasm into his voice, attempting to raise our morale. Kaori ignores him and Sho deflates.
Let's go.
We enter the arena from one side while Onna Bugeisha enters from the other.
Welcome, everyone! Are you all ready for another fantastic match?
The crowd erupts into a loud cheer.
Good, because we have an amazing one lined up for you. Onna Bugeisha versus 8, 20, 49, 11!
Everyone's comms are open as we await the sound off. Mei's team get into position and wait with relaxed confidence. As we also get into formation, the tension I felt from before intensifies. This no longer feels as a friendly match as I thought it'd be. As soon as the sound of blares, Mei's team dashes straight towards us. A faint shimmer surrounding their gear reveals a hefty frontal shield.
Mayu!
On it!
Mayu raises her guns and takes aim while the three of us position to protect her. A heavy round flies into one of the gears in the distance. Although the shot connects, it disappears into a hexagon of shimmers.
What?
They're shields! They're tailored to deal with rail rounds. I need the shield to be weakened so that my shot can penetrate and force an immediate to power.
Affirmative. I'll stay back and protect. You two go aggressive and focus on knocking out their shield.
Let's go!
Roger that. Switching to EMP rounds now.
Sho and I boost forward, spraying a hail of energy rounds. The enemy team makes evasive maneuvers. Mei breaks away while the other three continue racing towards Mayu. The closest enemy gear takes the brunt of the damage, and its front barrier drops. Mayu takes advantage of the vulnerability and aims a shot at the gear, instantly depowering it.
Nice! One down!
I have two of them approaching me. Kaori? Kaori!
Aura has already left her position and sprints towards Mei.
What are you doing? You have to protect Mayu!
I am! I'm taking out Mei so she can't attack!
That wasn't the plan!
You two cover her!
We're not in position to! She's already engaged! Let's go!
Sho and I boost back to Mayu, but it's too late.
I've been depowered.
Her voice is lethally calm. This can't be good. 2 enemy gear shifts to Sho and I.
2 on 2, but not much distance. Play this out carefully.
For once, Sho is serious. Then gears split their focus and one of them charges towards me, while the other boosts towards Sho. I boost away and take aim. My aim is true and a blast of energy round collides with her gear. She stumbles back from the hit while I create more distance between us. Before she can strike again, I move away to create more distance between us. I raise my gun for another shot. She tries to dodge, but is too slow and my shots pellet her shield. She's pushed back from the force of the blow, but once she gets her bearings, she boosts right back towards me. As she approaches, I boost away from her and weave around the arena, forcing her to chase me. I steady my aim. She's too slow to dodge and my shot strikes right through her shield. Her gear can't support the hit, and she's depowered. I look over at Sho just in time to see an enemy gear strike. Watch out! I boost closer and shoot again. The round connects with the gear just as her attack connects with Sho. Sho blocks just a second too late and he's depowered. But because she wasn't expecting my attack, she left herself vulnerable and is also depowered. Mei's the only remaining enemy gear.
One more gear and the match is ours!
On it. I boost towards Kaori and Mei who are locked in a duel. Aura strikes with vigor, but is parried. Mei retaliates with a wide swing, which Kaori barely managed to block. I'm here!
Don't interfere!
Huh?
What?
What do you mean, don't interfere?
Let me handle this!
Kaori! This isn't a simulation. It's a real match.
Yeah, what you're saying!
Mei is going down in a one-on-one. She won't have any excuses this way!
This is a team match. You can't put a win in jeopardy because you want to make this personal.
What should I do? I cut Eagle's engines.
What are you doing?
Mei notices my engine is off, and she lunges towards Eagle. I keep Eagle still. I barely register Aura chasing after us. All I can see is Mei's blades, ignited with energy. Her shield shimmers as it fades away. In one clean swing, I am depowered. Wait, Mei is depowered too? Aura is still in her final stance and her blade extended. She must have hit Mei at the same time Mei hit me.
She summoned all her remaining power into her final attack so she could go for a direct gear depower.
Mei knew she wouldn't win 2-on-1. She went for the safest points, which was the smartest play for their overall team.
That wasn't subtle at all. Aura's blade lowers, but Kaori doesn't speak. Sho and Mayu fall silent too.
8, 20, 49, 11 are the winners! Congratulations!
The crowd roars to life, but their excitement doesn't penetrate the friction clouding our team.
I hate to rush our competing teams, but we have another match in just a few minutes. Please clear the arena.
Mei's team heads back to the pre-combat room, as we had to ask. When we enter the pre-combat room, Kaori is nowhere to be found. She must already been changing. Sho and I go to change, but Mayu stays back. She must be really upset if she's actively avoiding Kaori.
Man, I'm not liking the vibe right now.
I didn't engage Mei, so I don't see why Kaori would be upset.
It's because she didn't get her clean win.
What else could I have done? Joe scratches the back of his head and sighs.
That was a lose-lose situation any way you look at it.
I shrug. It's in the past now.
Yeah.
Joe and I finish changing and head back to the pre-combat room. As soon as we enter, Kaori stumps up to me. Mayu's nowhere to be found.
Why did you do that?
I blink at her in confusion. Do what exactly?
I told you to stay out of it.
Which is precisely what I did. He bites back another retort.
You don't understand.
How could he? You aren't making any sense at all.
Kaori tenses and glares at Joe.
I don't have to explain myself to you.
No, Kaori.
We turn around to see Mayu. Her jaw is set and her eyes are hot. I've never seen her this upset before. It's chilling. Kaori's eyes widen.
Mayu?
You put your personal agenda above the team and risked the match. Our positioning was compromised, and I had no support. Those two were out of position because of an aggressive call that you made. That ended up costing us 3 depowered gears. So no, you do owe us an explanation.
Her voice is calm but severe. Mayu's eyes is a lot more unnerving than any of Kaori's fiery outbursts. Let's all take a deep breath and calm down. They ignore me and continue to glare at each other. Kaori looks between the three of us, then sighs.
I get it. I made a mistake. But I can't be expected to always make the perfect calls.
We don't expect that from you either. But when you start throwing the blame around...
I'm sorry, okay?
That didn't sound very sincere.
It would help if you meant it.
Kaori clenches her hands into fists.
I said I'm sorry! I messed up. It was my fault. Blame me. What else do you want?
Let's drop it. She already said sorry. Joe crosses his arms, but nods. At least Mayu seems to have returned to her normal demeanor.
Okay.
We usually celebrate as a team after a win, but I get the feeling that won't happen this time. After picking up our stuff, we exit the pre-combat room. May is waiting for us outside, leaning against the door.
Hey guys! Congratulations on the win!
I glance at May, barely registering her presence. I'm too wrapped up with what happened in the pre-combat room. May's small falters when no one answers.
Wow, with gloomy faces like that, I'd think you were the ones that lost.
Shut up, May!
May flinches from the ferocity of Kaori's voice.
I was just kidding, Kaori.
This is all your fault!
May is stunned into silence.
You seriously need to calm down. May didn't do anything.
You're being too harsh, Kaori.
Kaori's eyes flash.
You guys are taking her side? I thought you were my teammates!
You aren't taking anyone's side, but since the match, you've been acting like a complete...
Joe!
Joe catches himself and falls silent. Kaori looks at him.
A complete what?
Nothing.
She pauses. When she finally speaks, her voice cracks.
I see. That's how you really feel.
Joe looks softens.
No, I didn't mean that.
Kaori turns to face May.
You.
She lowers her head.
You always turn my friends against me.
She spins on her heel and walks away. When she thinks she's out of eyesight, she starts running.
Kaori!
Kaori disappears. Joe is about to rush after her when May blocks his path.
I have to go apologize. I didn't mean what I said.
May sighs.
You need to give her space right now, or you'll just make it worse.
Joe looks torn, but doesn't try to follow Kaori.
I don't think I've ever seen her too upset to yell.
Maya looks down worriedly at her feet.
I was too mean to her earlier. I'm sorry.
You guys shouldn't blame yourselves. Kaori just needs time to cool off.
You sound like you speak from experience. May sighs and nods. What's up with her saying, you always turn my friends against me?
It's a long story. Something that happened back in middle school.
Something to do with Ryota? You two go way back.
Yeah, we do.
May's pocket vibrates. She pulls out her phone and reviews the message.
My team is wondering where I am. Don't worry too much about Kaori. She'll be okay. I'll talk to her when she's calmed down.
We nod and watch May head out. I don't feel any less guilty.
I shouldn't have acted that way earlier.
No, it was my stupid comments. I never should have said something like that.
I guess I still feel guilty too. I'll go see if she's okay.
No, let me do it.
I don't think she'll be too happy to see you right now, Shaw.
He's right.
Shaw frowns, but doesn't protest. You guys can head out. I'll text you once everything is okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah. There's no point in you guys just standing around here.
Let us know if we can help.
Will do. I wave at the pair and jog in the direction Kaori went. The sun dips low in the sky as the evening rolls in. I search several locations for Kaori until I arrive at one of the more secluded campus quads. There's only one student sitting on the bench with a bag at her feet. Kaori's face is bent over her chest, and I can hear faint sniffles. She shouldn't be alone right now. Not when she's hurting like this. I want to wrap my arms around her and let her know that I'm here for her. There's no turning back once I do this. Should I go through with it? Kaori. She's startled by my presence and jumps to her feet.
I wasn't...
He grabs her at her back, but misses.
I have to go!
I grab her hand as she turns away from me, and pull her into my chest. She freezes as I wrap my arms around her. At first, she doesn't move. Then she begins to squirm, but I refuse to let her go. It's okay, Kaori. I'm here. You're not alone. Slowly, her body relaxes, but her breathing is uneven. Tiny droplets of moisture drip onto my shoulder. I pull her closer and let her cry for as long as she needs. She returns my embrace and leans her head on my shoulder. I don't know how long we stayed like this before Kaori calms down. As her breathing steadies, I gently pull away. Kaori's hands linger on me before they drop to her sides. She sits back down on the bench and I sit beside her. Are you okay, Kaori? She nods as her gaze locks onto mine.
I was being pretty stupid, wasn't I? Sho was trying to tell me I was wrong. Even Mai was upset.
She sighs.
And the worst part is that they have every right to be mad at me. I know I'm not the easiest person to be around. And you've all been so patient with me. Just knowing that you guys are upset. That it was me who hurt my friends.
He chokes up. It's okay to make mistakes. Kaori looks down. We learn through our errors, and that's what makes us better people. Kaori looks up at me.
You think so?
I know so. Kaori wipes away her remaining tears and takes a deep breath.
It wasn't just the match.
What do you mean?
It's just been a really stressful week. And I guess it finally got to me.
She plays with the sleeve of her blazer.
I've been putting in a lot of hours at the daycare, and midterms are coming up. I need to maintain my marks to keep my scholarships, and it's also overwhelming. And to add to all of that, we had to go against May.
Speaking of which, what's the history between you and May? She's quiet and I wonder if she'll answer.
She and I were best friends until she betrayed me.
What did she do? Kaori sighs.
It was back in middle school. I told her a secret crush I had, and she went and blurted it out to him.
You mean Ryota? He glances sharply at me.
I forgot you knew. Yeah, Ryota. Long story short, that ruined my friendship with both him and May.
Are you sure about that? May still treats you like your best friends.
I know. That annoys me even more. It's as if she doesn't believe she did anything wrong. She doesn't believe it's her fault that I lost both of my best friends.
Ryota was her best friend? For some reason that leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't know you were that close with Ryota. It was a long time ago though. Shouldn't matter now. Kaori looks questioning at me.
Well, yeah. The three of us were inseparable. That's why I can't forgive May.
I don't think that's why she acts like nothing happened. I think she's trying to reach out and make amends. I think the reason she pretends nothing happened is because she misses you.
Really?
She speaks softly, and although she tries to play it cool, I can tell she's thinking about my words. Yeah. He falls silent. I enjoy the silence with her. The soft breeze rustles the leaves in the trees and feels cool on my skin. I listen to the hum of nature and let my tranquility wash over me. Kaori stirs beside me. I think I see a blush in her cheeks.
Thanks.
What? That's all I get? All I get is a thank you? Kaori tilts her head.
Were you expecting something else?
Well, usually the hero gets a reward. Kaori blinks, then nods.
Okay, I get it. Close your eyes.
Whoa, did that actually work? I close my eyes and my cheeks flush as I anticipate what's coming next. Instead, I receive a sharp flick to my forehead. I blink open my eyes and see Kaori holding back a smile.
Pervert.
I rub my forehead. What do you mean, pervert?
Your stupid grin couldn't have been more obvious. You were thinking about something weird.
Would that be so bad? To my surprise, she blushes.
Of course it would be bad, idiot! Anyways, it's starting to get late. I'm going to head home.
I nod. Want me to walk you back with you?
No, it's okay. You've already done a lot for me.
Are you sure? She nods. Alright. She stands up and picks up her bag.
Thanks again. I'll see you tomorrow.
I smile. See you then. When she disappears around the corner, I head back to my bike. Grabbing my clothes for the day, I get changed. As soon as I grab my phone, it rings but cuts out immediately after the first ring. That's weird. I glance at my missed calls. It was Kaori. I bet she's going to ask me about Dashu's event. I call her back but she doesn't pick up. I shoot her a text. What's up? Then I go downstairs into the kitchen. Nobody's home again. It's like I live alone. Opening the fridge, I spot a covered plate left for me. I unwrap the foil to find out oyakodon. Not a traditional breakfast, but delicious nonetheless. Nikki must have been practicing her recipes. As I dig in, I glance at my phone. Still no response from Kaori. I'm starting to get a little concerned. She wouldn't call if she didn't have any good reason. So why isn't she responding? My heart drops as my mind wanders to the worst possible scenarios. She must be hurt and try to call for help. Is she unconscious? There's no other reason she'd be acting this way. As the theories race my mind, I take a deep breath to clear my mind. I'm overreacting. It's probably nothing. But what if it's something? Still, she'd most likely be at her dorm right now on campus. It's not far away. I could double check to make sure everything's okay. I need to do a few things on campus, so I'll just stop by while I'm there. No big deal, right? I grab my keys and head to Ace. After a short drive, I arrive at the academy. I recall the building Kaori led to me when she was not quite feeling herself. I follow a group of girls into the building and I'm about to join them at the elevator when a voice stops me.
Excuse me, may I help you?
It's the front desk agent from the dorm. This is an all-girls dorm, so it makes sense that I get stopped. Hi, I'm trying to meet my friend Kaori Tami.
Of course. Please let me know your visitation purpose and sign this logbook.
She's my teammate on ACE 204911. We are going over some plans.
Of course. Student ID, please.
I provide my student card.
Thanks. Just one moment.
I fidget as her finger stands across the keyboard. Can't she type faster?
Mrs. Tommy hasn't acknowledged the buzzer.
Her phone died. We were chatting earlier.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. You're all set then.
She hands me a visitor pass.
Just swipe this on the elevator door and it'll guide you to your floor. Room number 45.
Thanks. That was easy. I make my way to the elevator and swipe to activate them. Following the instructions, I easily find room number 45 and knock on the door. No answer. The door flies open.
You!
Kaori blinks at me in surprise.
What are you doing here?
I got tired of looking into your room with binoculars from the other building and thought I'd pay you a visit instead. Kaori rolls her eyes and crosses her arms.
Seriously?
Damn, she's getting too used to my sarcasm. Well, it might be more to do with your response, or lack thereof. Why didn't you respond to any of my calls or messages? Are you okay?
I'm fine.
As she replies, I take out my phone and call her number. I hear it ring faintly somewhere in her room. Your phone seems to be working fine.
Why wouldn't it be?
Well, you called me first. Then you ignored any of my attempts to call you back. Why would you ignore me unless your phone wasn't working?
You think too much into things.
Why did you call me? I think I deserve to know, especially after I came all this way. She crosses her arms and frowns.
I didn't ask you to come over here.
I'm about to retort when my stomach gurgles.
What was that?
Uh-oh. That would be my breakfast not agreeing with me. I need to use your bathroom.
No way! You're not getting in my room!
She tries to close the door on me, but I stop her with a foot. Seriously, this is an emergency. Trust me, I won't be able to make it home in time.
That's not my problem!
Kaori, what is it this time?
I turn towards the voice behind me. A girl wearing shorts and a tank top stands in the hallway, her hands on her hips. She freezes when she sees me and her mouth drops open in horror. This isn't good. I'm sure all she's seeing is a strange man trying to force his way into Kaori's room. This isn't what it looks like.
I'm calling security!
Kaori lets go of the door and I crash onto the floor.
Wait, Himeki! It's okay! He's one of my piloting teammates.
Really?
Himeki glares at me.
He looks like a pervert to me.
Thanks for that. I rub my head as I slowly get back up.
It's okay. He's just picking something up.
More like dropping something off.
If you say so. But I'll be here in case he tries something.
Kaori smiles.
Thanks, but he wouldn't dare.
Himeki glares at me one last time, before she goes back into her room. Kaori returns to her room and closes the door behind us. Clearly irritated by what happened, she quickly points towards the bathroom.
Congratulations! You made it in. Now do your thing and leave. I'm not talking to you.
Finally! I head straight to the bathroom without saying a word. I shut the door behind me and get comfortable on the porcelain throne. Her bathroom is pristine clean. Her items on the sink are neatly lined up and there are no stray items that shouldn't be there. Alright, time to get out of here. I reach for the toilet paper and pull off the last sheet. Oh no! She must have summoned the cabinet. I open it but can't find any extra rolls. The rest of the drawers yield the same result. Kaori? No answer. Kaori! Still no answer. Is she seriously doing this right now? Third time's the charm? Kaori! Guess not. You don't have any more toilet paper.
Check the cabinet under the sink.
You don't think that's the first place I check given my predicament?
Ugh, give me a minute.
Why is she so moody? It's not my fault she has no toilet paper. Kaori opens what I assume is a closet door, and a few seconds later knocks on the bathroom door. I open the door just a crack and Kaori thrusts her hand in. I grab the coveted roll of toilet paper and she disappears. I'm saved. After washing my hands, I exit the bathroom. Kaori sits on her bed, her phone in hand. Thanks. She shrugs, her eyes glued to her phone.
Sure.
So that's it then?
Huh?
You won't tell me why you called?
It's nothing.
I sigh. Alright, I can tell I'm clearly not needed here. Sorry to bother you. My hand's on the door when Kaori stops me.
Wait.
I pause. She puts down her phone.
Can I ask you something?
Sure. She goes quiet and stares at her lap. Did he change her mind?
I'd been looking at different exchange programs and postgraduate opportunities in North America. More specifically, in the States. I was just curious about how things are over there. Maybe it'd be worth exploring those options?
That's not what you really want to talk about, is it? Her cheeks turn red and she quickly looks away.
Why would you think that?
Because I know you, Kaori. She looks at me with surprise, then she sighs.
Actually, there is something else.
What is it? She stands up from the bed and walks up to me. A lot closer than I was expecting. The heat flows into my face and she stares straight into my eyes.
After the match, when you...
She looks away, unsure about her words.
You know...
Yeah, I know. Her face is as bright as her hair. She struggles to speak, glancing at everything except me.
Anime!
What?
I mean, the new season of Ninja Ranger is out. So, if you want, we can watch it. I mean, if you're not busy. Actually, you're probably busy. Forget I mentioned anything.
I grin at her. Are you asking me to Netflix and chill?
No. The episodes are downloaded.
Right. Of course. I sigh. Too bad.
Let me just load it up. You can sit here.
She points to the bed. My eyes grows right. Is she suggesting what I think? Really? Her expression matches my own when she realizes what she implied.
It becomes a couch. The dorm is small.
True to her words, she pulls out a handle and half of the bed folds up into a backrest. I take a seat as she fiddles around on her computer and sets up the connection to her TV. She starts the first episode, then hesitates before sitting next to me. We watch the show in silence, but as I sneak discreet glance at her, I catch her sneaking glance at me too. I yawn and slowly extend my arm behind her head. Kaori suddenly turns to face me, catching me frozen awkwardly mid-posture.
Are you tired?
No. I'm just stretching.
Oh, okay.
She returns her attention to the TV. When her attention diverted, I complete my yawn by resting my arm around her shoulder. She tenses once she feels my touch and blinks at me. Her face is a blank mask. To my surprise, she closes her eyes and leans in closer. I try to focus on the show, but all I can think about is how her chest rises and falls with each breath she takes. I pull her in closer and she eagerly responds by placing a hand on my chest. Her hair tickles my cheek and I catch a whiff of her shampoo. She smells so good, like peaches in summer. I gently brush her hair away. At my touch, she glances up at me and my fingers trace the outline of her cheek. Slowly, we lean towards each other, getting closer and closer, until our lips finally meet. Kaori's kiss is surprisingly gentle. She blushes as we finally pull away, but flashes me a smile. We run through the entire season of Ninja Ranger before we realize how late it is. After saying goodbye, I head home. I wonder what Kaori's up to. I pull up my phone and give her a call.
Hello?
Hey Kaori,
Hi.
are you busy?
I'm just about to head to the daycare. It's going to be an extra busy day.
Extra busy?
Yeah. We're understaffed since one person is on vacation and another person called in sick.
Maybe I can help? Hello?
If that's what you want, then I guess you can help. But don't forget it's still work.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't start this again.
Yes. Kaori disconnects the call before I can finish. Rude. Oh well. I better not be late or Kaori will be angry. I find my bike and drive to the daycare. When I arrive, Kaori is nowhere to be found. I follow a group of adults into the building. They are either parents or staff, but either way, they'll get me where I need to be. Considering there are no kids tagging along, I think it's safe to say that they are staff. We pass through one of the children's playroom and continue into an office in the back. Kaori's there with another guy, discussing something I can't hear. He nods in greeting when I enter. Once everyone gets situated, the guy clears his throat.
Hello, everyone. I know we haven't had one of these staff meetings in a while, but it's going to be a bit busy today since Daiichi is on vacation and Hibiki called in sick. Luckily, Kaori's friend has offered to help out, so we'll only be short one man instead of two.
Everyone stares at me as he smiles in my direction. Oh, hi. I'm KiteGet8. Happy to help.
Glad to meet you. I'm Eito Iwasa. Since we'll have to do a little shuffling with coverage, here are everyone's roles for today.
Eito checks his clipboard and goes down a list of names. Kaori watches silently as Eito takes charge. Once he's finished, he looks at me.
Since you're from ACE, we'll have you tutoring the older kids.
I nod.
Kaori and I will attend to the toddlers and younger kids.
Wait. Kaori won't be in tutoring with me? Is there any way I could help Kaori with the younger kids? The group starts whispering to each other. I guess I look like that guy. Kaori glares at me in warning. The Eito remains calm.
I don't mind switching if that's what you're more comfortable with. How much experience do you have with younger kids?
Not much.
A few months?
Less. He frowns.
The younger children need a lot more attention and guidance than the older kids.
And Kaori snaps before Eito can continue.
You can take care of the older kids. Aito and I have more experience, so we will take care of the younger kids.
I can tell Kaori's annoyed. I'm not pleased either, but I bite my tongue. They have a point. I don't have any experience with young children, and be responsible of them to place me in there. Fine. With everyone's roles assigned, the group slowly disperses. One of the staff members offers to take me to the tutoring room. I thank them and follow her into a room, filled with children between 4th and 6th grade. Seeing a new face, the kids kept interrupting me to ask questions about myself. They were especially curious because I didn't look very Japanese. They asked me about where I was from. What was it like back home? What was it like to be a pilot? I tried hard to keep their focus on their homework, but it was a lot tougher than I expected. Finally, I gave up and answered their questions. Once their questions were out of the way, they were able to focus on their homework. Although they tried hard, most of the children had difficulty grasping the material. I could tell they were frustrated, so I tried to think up different ways of explaining the same things, which helped immensely. I understand why Kaori is so determined to be there for these kids, even when she's exhausted. After a while, it looks like everyone's on track. Knowing that Eito and Kaori are along together still makes me uneasy. I'll go see how Kaori's doing. It doesn't take me long to find the younger kids. All I had to do was follow the sounds of shrieks and laughter. I gently push open the door and see Kaori surrounded by children. Both her forearms are full of kids, and one even hangs off her back. The rest hugs her legs. Although Kaori weakly protests, the huge smile on her face gives away her true feelings. I've never seen her this happy before. A chorus of Miss Kaori circles her as the children compete for her attention. Suddenly, the child on Kaori's back slips. With a sharp yelp, she grabs the strap on Kaori's clothing.
Careful!
The strap swells off her shoulder as she bends down, so the child can land softly on the table.
I got it.
Eito gently places the strap back onto Kaori's shoulder. I wait in secret glee for the impending doom Eito has inflicted upon himself by touching her. But to my surprise, Kaori doesn't react. As Eito tries to take one of the kids out of Kaori's hand, the child looks at Eito for a second, then burrows her face into Kaori's shoulder. Kaori laughs.
I don't think she wants to leave anytime soon.
Eito laughs too.
I can't really blame her.
If it were anyone else, Kaori would have slapped them for touching her so intimately. As much as it bothers me to see Eito interact with Kaori like that, I have to remain calm. This isn't the type of environment where causing a scene would be appropriate, and now that I've had a chance to breathe and assess the situation, what happened isn't actually a big deal. Besides, Kaori is a one-man girl. I needn't be so insecure. I take another deep breath. After getting myself in order, I head back to the tutoring room. Another hour passes by in a blur, and before long, the parents trickle in to collect their children. The kids whine that they want to stay longer with Miss Kaori, but their parents urge them home. After all, the kids have gone. The staffs wave goodbye to each other and pack up to go home too. Before I go, I want to catch up with Kaori. Kaori finds me first.
Hey you. Sorry, we didn't have much of a chance to hang out today.
It's okay.
I did see you come into the toddler's room earlier, but you left before I could say hi.
You had your hands full. Kaori smiles.
I heard the kids talking about you to their parents. They really liked you.
She takes a step closer to me and her face turns red. She goes on her tiptoes and pecks me on the cheek. I blink, surprised by her bold display of public affection.
That's your reward.
I should offer to help out more often if that's going to be my reward. Kaori's blush deepens.
I'm almost ready to go. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Sure. I wait for Kaori as she packs up her things. I can't remember why I was feeling insecure in the first place. I have nothing to worry about. I couldn't have asked for a better day. After I gather all my things, I drive home. While we meander along, I spot a few trees with low-hanging branches full of ripe berries, a few paces off the path. My stomach growls in response. I surreptitiously check to make sure no one is watching. Satisfied, I sneak off the path and head straight for the trees. The plump berries are a bright shade of red and my mouth waters at the thought of eating them. I pick a handful and I'm about to put them in my mouth, when somebody slaps them right out of my hand. Ow. I look over to see Kaori scowling at me. What did you do that for?
You can't just shove the first thing you see into your mouth.
I snort as I try to hold back a retort. Kaori does not seem amused.
You have to pay attention. They might be poisonous.
I don't even bother holding back this laugh. Kaori, why would a beautiful garden like this, frequented by all types of people, including children, have poisonous berries? Instead of answering, Kaori points to a sign posted beneath the tree. Danger. Do not eat. Oh. Kaori crosses her arms, but wears a satisfied smirk. They should post that sign up higher. Who's going to see it so close to the ground?
Children. The ones who are most likely to eat things they shouldn't.
Touché. I look at Kaori again and smile. Of course she'd be the one to notice I'm away. As much as she pretends to not care, I'm still surprised by what a big heart she has. Kaori frowns.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I had no idea you cared so much about me. She blinks in surprise and looks away as her cheeks turn pink.
I don't. I just don't want you to die yet. Not until we've played our last match for the semester.
My smile broadens at her response. That's a strange way to show your affection. Her blush deepens.
Don't be stupid!
Our lips lock in a passionate kiss and I scoop her into my embrace. At first, Kaori tenses up in surprise, but then quickly melts into the kiss. She slowly pulls away and tries to catch her breath. Her face is bright red, but a broad smile is on her lips. That is how you show affection. She playfully hits my arm, but laughs anyway. We spend some time together before rejoining the group. And just as I'm about to dial Kaori's number, she calls me instead. I answer. Hey.
Hi. Are you busy?
Not particularly. What's up?
Did you want to come to the gym with me? I'm going to try a new routine and would like to have a spotter.
Yeah, sure thing. The gym in the rec center?
Yes, thanks.
No problem. See you there. I make my way to the rec center and quickly get changed. Once I'm done, I enter the gym. Kaori's in her gym uniform, and I stifle a laugh. I thought I'd be used to it by now, but I'm not. Hey Kaori. She nods.
Hi. Thanks for agreeing to help.
No problem. I was going to get a workout in anyway. So what's this new routine you've planned? She hands me her phone and I scroll through.
I've mainly been doing endurance training and would like to incorporate more mass building.
Any reason for the new routine? Kaori shakes her head.
Not particularly. My routine was just getting a bit too repetitive, and this will be a nice change of pace.
Fair enough. Are you ready to start then? She nods and we find an empty bench. She begins gathering weights and adds them to the bar. And keeps adding weights. My jaw drops as she adds 100 pounds to the bar. Is this petite girl for real? Kaori lies down on the bench, and I stand by her head. She adjusts her grip and focuses her breathing, then lifts the bar off and begins her reps. Although I knew Kaori took her fitness seriously, I'm still impressed. She's attracted a few more onlookers too, so I'm not the only one impressed. With one final exhale, she places the bar back on the bench.
Alright, warm-ups are done.
Those were just warm-ups? She adds another 20 pounds to her weights and repeats her reps. After she's completed her sets, she slides out from the bench and wipes her face with a towel. Benching more than your body weight is very impressive.
Thanks.
Suddenly, her face turns pink and she hits me on the arm.
Hey! Don't try to guess my weight!
I grin. Guilty as charged.
Okay, your turn now.
I mainly do cardio at the gym to stay fit, and only occasionally do endurance training. I don't think I can bench much more than her. How do I want to play this? Beast mode activation. It's time to man up. I had a bunch of weights and I'm soon at 200 pounds. Kaori looks skeptical.
Are you sure about this?
Let me show you how a man handles his weights. I slide under the bench and grab the bar. As soon as I lift it off the bench, the bar drops lower and lower, and I can't seem to push it back to the bench. Oh crap. I think I need some help.
Is this what a man looks like when he's handling weights?
Kaori looks amused as I struggle to keep the bar from squishing me. Right before it touches my chest, she intervenes and helps me lift it back up. My face burns from a mixture of embarrassment and exertion.
Very impressive.
She masks a giggle with her hand. Laugh it up. We run through the rest of her routine, one exercise after another. She times her rest periods down to the second, and diligently follows the mantra of one more rep. I follow her routine as well. It's definitely more challenging than the typical stuff I do at the gym. Once we've completed her list, Kaori turns to me.
Do you have any specific exercises you want to do?
I shake my head. That was a solid workout. Kaori nods. She gathers the weights and places them back where she found them, then wipes down the equipment.
Come on.
I follow Kaori towards the mats. What are we doing now?
Stretching.
Oh.
You don't want to be stiff, right?
Right. Kaori loosens up and shakes out her limbs, then begins with basic stretches as I follow suit. As she interlaces her arms behind her, she glances over at me.
Actually, do you think you can help me stretch? I can help you too. Here. Pull on my arms.
I move behind her and gently pull her arms back. Is this good?
Mm-hmm.
As I hold her in position, I look up at the mirror in front of us and straight at Kaori's chest. I quickly look away. With her arms pulled back like that, it leaves her chest wide open. Thankfully, her eyes are closed so she can focus on her breathing.
Next, stretch.
I drop Kaori's arms. She gets down on the mat and lays down on her stomach.
Hold me under the knee and help me lift my leg up.
I've never been more thankful to the person who created Japanese gym uniforms. I admire the perfect roundness of the ri and the slight jiggle as she lifts her leg.
Hey, did you hear me?
Huh? Alright. I kneel down beside her and do as she asked, gently holding her leg up.
Wait, I need support for my lower back. Can you put your hand there?
You don't have to ask me twice. I rest my hand on her lower back, right above the curve of her butt, and lift again. Too much? She shakes her head.
No, a little more.
As I lift her leg higher, her uniform button rides up, revealing firm porcelain flesh. I avert my gaze as my heart beats faster. Do I tell her or just pretend I don't see this?
Okay, your turn.
I let out a breath I didn't realize I was holding as Kaori untangles herself from her position. I'm good. We can continue with your stretches. She shrugs, then lies down on her back and lifts one leg.
Can you push my leg forward?
I hover over her and hold her up by her calf to gently apply pressure.
No, you have to be lower. I need your support for my leg.
Lower where?
Kneel down and push that way.
I do as she asks and she holds her leg straight against my shoulder.
More!
I lean in, using my body to help keep her leg straight.
Still more?
Scooting even closer to her, I gently lean in a little more. The back of my neck tingles and I look around the room at the myriad of eyes of me. After glancing in the mirror, I quickly break away from her. From that angle it looks like My face reddens. Kaori bolts straight up and frowns.
Why'd you stop?
No reason. Let's get back into position. She narrows her eyes, but raises her leg again. I lean in just as close as before. How's that feel?
Good.
I grin. Are you sure? Do you want me to go deeper?
Well, maybe a little.
I chuckle softly as I apply more pressure. Kaori frowns.
Why are you laughing?
I'm just happy to get a chance to be so close to you.
Oh!
She blinks, and then turns her face away from me and towards the mirror. When she notices our position in the mirror, her eyes grow right, and her face turns bright red. She pushes me away. Why'd you stop?
Because you...
I smirk. She wants to call me a pervert. No, she can, because I was only following instructions. Was I doing it wrong?
No!
Did it not feel good? Her blush deepens.
That's enough! We're done with stretching!
Aw, too bad. She glares at me. We put the meds away and head towards the locker room. Right before we split to get changed, she grabs my hand and looks down.
Thanks for helping me today. You did really well.
I'm glad you asked me to join you.
We should do this again.
Definitely. She hesitates. Then her cheeks turn pink as she quickly kisses me on the lips.
I'll see you in a few minutes.
Before I can answer, she disappears into the women's locker room. A smile spreads across my face as I enter the men's locker room. We'll definitely have to do this again soon. I quickly get changed, then meet Kaori out front.
So, there was something I wanted to ask you.
What's up?
Animecon is this weekend, and I was thinking maybe we could go together. But only if you want to.
I grin. Sure. That sounds like fun.
Really? Okay.
Kaori smiles. She seems genuinely excited for it.
I better get back to studying.
I nod. I'll see you later. She waves, a small smile still on her lips as we part ways. I wake up from some vigorous shaking and open my eyes to the familiar frown of my favorite fiery redhead.
Hey! Wake up!
Still groggy, I half mumble a response. How did you get in here?
Nikki let me in and told me you were still sleeping. Now wake up!
No, I'm not waking up.
What?
I reach out from under my bed and grab Kaori's arms, then pull her into me. She loses her balance and her torso falls on top of me and my bed.
Hey! Let me go!
She begins to pull away, but I hold her close. Her face inches away from my own, and her hair tickles me as it falls around her face. I gently kiss her cheek. She pauses and I can feel the warmth in her face as I kiss her cheek again. Join me. She hesitates, then tries to pull away again.
No! We have to!
Another voice calls out, interrupting Kaori.
Jeez, guys, at least close your door.
Nikki pops her head into the room and mimics a look of disgust before closing the door for us. Kaori breaks free from my grasp and leaps away from me as soon as she hears Nikki's voice.
Nothing's happening!
I hear Nikki's laughter clearly from the other side of the door.
Likely story.
Kaori whirls on me. Her face is even redder than I thought was possible.
Idiot!
Kaori pouts.
Ugh, forget it.
I was just teasing. I'll get up. She crosses her arm like she doesn't believe me. I'm about to throw off my blankets when I remembered what I decided to wear to bed last night. You might want to look away for a second.
Why?
Mischievous grin spreads across my face. Because of this. I flip the blankets off of me and reveal my boxers in all of their glory. Kaori averts her eyes and whirls away from me.
You idiot! Why are you naked?
I'm not naked.
You may as well be.
It's not like I was expecting anyone to show up in my room this morning.
So? Are you trying to tell me you always sleep naked?
Well...
Idiot! Hurry up and get dressed!
I shrug and swing my legs over the bed.
Wait!
What? Kaori races towards the door.
At least wait for me to leave first.
Why? You've already seen them.
That's not the point!
Before I can respond, she pulls open the door and slams it shut behind her. I can't stop the grin on my face. She's so cute when she's flustered. I slide out of bed and grab my clothes. After I get dressed, I let Kaori back into the room while I head to the washroom to freshen up. When I return, Kaori's already sitting at my desk. She looks up as I join her.
Here.
My tablet pings with a notification as I set my books up in notes. I open the attachment she sent me.
These are the templates I use for my study guides. I thought they might be helpful for you.
I'm impressed as I scan through the template. Kaori definitely takes her studies serious because these are really thorough guides. Thanks. These look great. She nods, but seems pleased.
Okay, let's get to work.
We study together for a few hours before Kaori has to leave. I go through most of my classes with her, here to help quiz me and feel pretty confident about our session together. After I walk her to the bus stop, I come home and head straight for my bed. I need a nap after that intense session. Before long, I'm fast asleep. Kaori waits on the platform. Hey. She turns around at the sound of my voice and smiles.
Hey.
All ready to go?
Of course! I mapped out the most effective way to see all the best panels and guest stars, while still leaving time to browse around the marketplace.
Is there a situation she doesn't have to strategize? Still, I did say I wanted to hit as much as possible. Sounds like a game plan. Soon our train pulls into the station, and we quiet down as we get on. The hum of the motor makes me sleepy and my eyes droop. Kaori stares out at the window. I wonder what she's thinking. After a lengthy ride, we arrive in the city and head to the convention center. The first thing I notice is the sheer number of people. I feel like I'm back in New York. After living in Izukase for so long, I've almost forgotten what a crowded room feels like. I drink in the sights and sounds. A constant buzz of laughter and chatter hangs heavy in air and circles around the lines of booths. I try to read all the posters, especially the ones with cute girls on them. Suddenly, Kaori grabs my arm, and I jolt back to reality, already feeling guilty. She wasn't paying attention to me though, as she points to a group of cosplayers dressed as Ninja Rangers.
Look!
Go get a picture with them.
You don't think they'll mind?
I think they'd enjoy the attention.
Okay.
She seems giddy as she practically bounces over to the group. I see them all grin and nod enthusiastically, and Kaori motions for me to take a picture. As I pull out my phone, the Rangers surround Kaori, and each strike their character signature pose. It's like I'm at a real Ninja Ranger poster.
Thanks, guys.
They give me a thumbs up, seeming pleased with themselves. Kaori returns and looks at the picture.
That actually came out pretty well.
She doesn't have to sound so surprised. I'm an expert photographer.
Oh, sorry. I probably should have asked if you wanted your photo taken.
I shake my head. It's fine. I'm just here to soak in the environment. She nods, then grabs my hand.
Come on, let's go check out the first panel on our list.
Kaori seems to know exactly where she's going as she drags me through the crowd. Finally, we stop before a big sign that says, "How to make visual novels." I didn't know you liked visual novels. She shrugs.
I guess it never came up.
I bet Kaori plays them for the same reason I do. I like that visual novels focus so much on character interactions. Kaori nods.
That's true. I mainly enjoy the storyline, but a strong cast will always make the adventure more fun.
I nod in agreement.
Anyway, I think learning how to make a visual novel would be interesting.
It would be. Let's go find some good seats. Kaori nods and we head inside. Before long, the room fills up and the panelists takes their seats in the front of the room.
Hello everyone, I'm Dishu from Pixelfade, and these are my colleagues.
The team in turn introduces themselves as Katie, Sunimo, Rishu and Chris.
So, who is ready to make a visual novel?
The crowd cheers in affirmation. I look over at Kaori, who watches attentively.
Let's talk about how to make a school slice-of-life romance visual novel. We have a 4-step approach to this. First, you should pick popular character tropes for the romance options and make them all into waifu material. I would highly recommend including at least one tsundere archetype since it seems to be a popular choice. Secondly, make sure you have an abundance of comedy. Clever fourth wall breaking may be appropriate. Thirdly, you want to make sure the player is engaged. Give them choices so they feel immersed and active in the world.
I nod. He raises some good points.
And lastly, you must include words and phrases like Oni-chan, Sugoi desu ne, Senpai, and Baka at every possible opportunity. If people start saying your project is for weeboos, then you're on the path to success.
The panel continues and each person elaborates on their specific role. They provide a lot of insider information, and the crowd seems to be enjoying it. It's refreshing to see that although these guys take their craft seriously, they certainly don't take themselves seriously. Additional to this, they provide inside information about budgeting for indie development. We learn that sometimes compromises have to be made due to limited resources, such as black silhouettes instead of full sprites for extra characters, or even cameo characters. Ishu reassures us that as developers, you can trust your fanbase to understand.
That's it from us. Thank you all for coming out.
The crowd claps as they exit. Kaori and I also head out. What do you think? He perks up.
It was really good. They covered a broad range of subjects.
Agreed. So what's next on the agenda?
Well, I'm looking forward to the panel with singer Amelie. It's not for another hour though. So, let's go explore the market.
Sounds good to me. We head off to the marketplace and browse all the booths. There's merchandise ranging from mangas, wall scrolls, cosplays, mock weapons, artwork, and tons more. Kaori squeals and darts to one of the stalls. She picks up a stuffed yellow thingy with red cheeks and squeezes it close to her cheek.
Pikachu! It's so cute!
I stare at her. The last time I saw her like this was after a certain victory party and too many shots. Kaori noticed my stare, then blushes and puts down the stuffed Pikachu.
If you're into that sort of thing.
I pick up Pikachu again and balance it atop her head, so it looks like it's giving her a hug. I look straight into her eyes. It's adorable. She blushes. I turn to the vendor. How much?
Wait, I can pay for it.
No.
Really? You don't...
No. I quickly tap my card against the reader before Kaori can pull out her own card. She pouts and looks like she wants to argue again. I put the Pikachu in front of my face and pretend it's talking. Don't make that face as Kite Cat. He's just being nice. Then I use the Pikachu to try and hug her face. She dodges, but I'm relentless. I can hear her giggle.
Stop!
I grin and hand the gift to her. She smiles and squeezes it against her chest. We wander around the marketplace for a while longer. and spent equal time checking out people's cosplay as well as the booth. We found Pixelfade's stall and made a point to look at their merch. They had some really cool art and posters featuring something called Crystalline, whatever that is.
It's almost time for the Amelie panel. Let's go!
Lead the way. The Amelie panel is already mostly full by the time we show up, but we still managed to find decent seats. A few minutes later, the crowd erupts into cheers and applause as Amelie walks out. She smiles and waves as she takes her seat at the solo panel.
Hello, everyone!
The panel begins and she talks about what she has planned, including which songs will be getting covered and how songs are created. Judging by the rapt attention of the audience, everyone seems to be enjoying the discussion. Soon it comes time for the Q&A section of her panel. A line forms in front of a mic to ask her questions.
What's your favorite cover to have worked on?
The ones that are the most challenging are usually my favorite. It's fun to try something new.
The guy grins as the next person steps up to the microphone.
Do you have any singing tips?
Emily nods and looks determined.
Practice and practice. And then when you think you've done enough, practice some more. It's a simple and boring answer, but it's the truth.
Because we only see the end result, it's easy to forget that each video includes hours of practice and work. The audience mumbles in agreement as another person reaches for the mic.
Why are your lyrics different from the source translations?
Uh-oh. It's that guy from the MeTube comments. The rest of the audience glares at him, but Emily smiles politely.
Well, direct translations never fit the meter of the song, so they have to be altered slightly to fit and rhyme and flow.
The guy doesn't seem content with the answer, and rudely hogs the mic. People grumble in irritation, but he ignores them.
Yeah, but I took that language class in high school and used Google Translate, and it was all wrong.
Emily continues to smile, although I can tell it's now a little strained.
It's hard if you've never tried it yourself, but if you take a direct translation and try to sing it to the song, you'll hear how awkward it sounds.
The guy looks like he's about to ask another question, but one of the security guards reminds everyone of the one question rule. Reluctantly, he yields the mic. The next person takes the microphone and smiles broadly.
Do you sing in the shower?
Amy remaining tension dissipates as Emily chuckles.
Yeah, and just as badly as everyone else.
We hear a yell from behind us.
Lies.
Both Emily and the crowd laugh. The rest of the Q&A session continues without incident. There's a collective awe as Emma Lewin concludes her panel, and everyone rushes to get her autograph. The line is so long, it stretches out into the hall. Do you want to get a signature?
If it's not too much trouble, I think I'd like that.
Sure thing. We wait patiently in line. Eventually, it's Kaori's turn.
Hey!
Kaori blushes and stumbles to get her words out.
Hi! Could I get your autograph?
Of course. Who should I make it out to?
Kaori, please.
Emily nods and scribbles onto the poster.
Alright, here you go.
Kaori grabs the poster and smiles. We take a quick photo with Emily and walk out of the hall. The line doesn't seem to have shortened any. Kaori has a dreamy look in her eye.
I can't believe I got to meet Emily!
I nod. Yeah, although I find it kinda strange. Doesn't she sound exactly like May? Kaori's eyes widen.
You think so too? I was thinking the exact same thing, but didn't want to say anything in case it was all in my head.
A weird coincidence, I suppose. We both nod.
Okay, next on the agenda...
We spend a few more hours at the con, alternating between listening to more panels and checking out the marketplace. As we run through Kaori's list and things begin to wind down, Kaori checks her phone.
It's getting pretty late. We should check into our hotel.
Sure. We'd managed to snag a room a few nights before at the hotel right around the corner from the event. I thought they would have been sold out, but we got lucky. We approach the front desk, and Kaori provides our name. The front desk agent types into her computer, then frowns.
I'm sorry, I can't seem to find your reservation. Do you have the confirmation number?
Yeah, hold on.
She rummages through her emails and recites a code. The front desk agent checks again and shakes her head.
I'm very sorry.
Kaori shoves her phone in front of the agent and shows her the email.
I don't understand. I booked it a few days ago. Here's the confirmation I got.
The agent reviews it.
Unfortunately, since she booked through a third-party agency, there must have been a complication, and we never received the reservation. We're at full capacity for the room type that you booked.
Kaori looks worried.
Isn't there anything you can do?
I was expecting her to blow up, but she's surprisingly calm. Kaori notices me staring at her. Nothing, sorry.
Okay.
Let me see. We do have a suite available. Since this was a system glitch, I'll waive the upgrade costs, and we'll charge you the same price you were quoted for the standard room.
Thanks. We really appreciate that. Kaori blinks.
Thank you.
No problem. Again, sorry for the inconvenience.
He hands us our keys and goes through the usual spiel about the rooms.
We hope you enjoy your stay.
Kaori and I head into the elevator and find our room. We insert the key, and as we walk in, my jaw drops. The suite is beautifully furnished with a king bed and a chaise lounge. A two-person dining room table and chairs by the wide window, which overlooks the city. Soft candlelight casts playful shadows on the rose petals scattered on the bed, and a box of chocolate is untingly opened on the pillows. A suite, huh? More like a honeymoon suite. My eyes drift back to the one bed in the room. Smile appreciatively at the display. I didn't know you had the sight to you, Kaori. Her eyes widen and she punches me hard on the arm.
Stop being a pervert! I didn't book this! Ugh!
She stumbles to the phone and dials the front desk.
What is this room? The room I booked had 2 beds. There's only one in here and other weird things. What do you mean there are no more rooms with 2 beds? That's what... Yes, I can see there's a couch.
Kaori grumbles, then hangs up the phone. So... that sounds like it went well. Kaori sighs.
We're stuck with the room. Nothing else is available, and I doubt any other hotels will have rooms either due to the convention.
The last train to Izakase departed an hour ago.
Yeah.
I look between the lounge and the very comfortable looking bed. I mean, the bed is pretty big. It can easily fit 2 people. Kaori blushes and shakes her head. Well then. Alright, then I'll take the bed. I dive onto the bed and starfish in the middle.
What?
What do you mean, what? I offered to share and you said no, so I'm taking the bed. Kaori scowls and clenches her hands into fists.
Get off of there!
Make me. She grabs a hold of my arms and tries to pull me off. She's barely able to move me. Then she crosses to the other side of the bed and attempts to roll me off. But I plant myself firmly in place and she's equally unsuccessful. Kaori pouts and pleads me with wide eyes. Ah, the puppy dog eyes. Kaori's amateur hour compared to Nikki. Who would have known having a little sister would provide such useful training? Nice try.
You are such a jerk!
Kaori grabs the extra pillows on the bed and the lounge and creates a barrier right down the middle of the bed. She sits down on her side, as close to the far end of the bed as possible.
You stay on your side, and I'll stay on mine.
That's what I was saying from the start.
No funny business.
No funny business.
Fine.
We both get ready for bed. I hadn't realized just how exhausted I was until my head hit the pillow. The bed is like a soft cloud crawling me. I can occasionally feel movement, but I'm too tired for it to be a real distraction. It takes no time at all before I drift to sleep. My eyes fly open in the darkness. I'm not sure what woke me, but I feel a small hand against my chest. As my eyes adjust to the darkness, I look down to see Kaori's sleeping face. Her brows and mouth are relaxed. She looks so peaceful yet vulnerable without her fierce skull. I gently wrap my arms around her and hold her against me. She stares a bit, but doesn't wake up. Instead, she snuggles even closer to me. I nuzzle my face in her hair and drink in her scent. Her body fits perfectly in my arms, as we are two pieces of a puzzle, and then gentle up and down of her breathing relaxes me. I wish this moment will never end. I want to have more moments like this. I want to hold her in my arms in the tranquility of the night and sleep to the rhythm of her heartbeat. She's the fire that fuels my passion, and now that I have her, I can't imagine a life without her. Of one thing I am certain. I love you. The sharp ringing of cutlery wakes me up. I glance at the empty space beside me and panic before seeing Kaori sitting by the table.
Oh, did I wake you? Sorry.
I push myself to a sitting position. Good morning. Kaori smiles at me.
Morning. I ordered room service.
My stomach growls as the delicious smells of breakfast wafted in the air. It's been so long since I've had a traditional Japanese breakfast. This is perfect. I join Kaori at the table and we dig in. I can't keep the smile off my face as we eat. Is this what it's like to be a couple? Kaori casually meets my eyes, then blushes. Did you sleep okay? Kaori blushes even more. I wonder how she felt waking up and twinned in my arms.
Yes. Actually, I had a really weird dream.
Oh?
Yeah. It was you and me and we were at a restaurant. Or I think it was a cafe.
That's not strange, considering we've done that before.
I know. We were just chatting like we always do. But then, out of nowhere, you said...
Her face flushes and she shakes her head.
Never mind. Forget I said anything. Hurry up and eat your breakfast or we'll miss our train.
I grin. I guess she did hear me after all. Kaori creeps shooting glances at me as we finish eating. The more she looks at me, the more embarrassed she becomes. Once done with breakfast, we pack up our things and catch the train back to Izukaze. Kaori stares out of the window like before. I try to focus on the scenery too, but my gaze keeps slipping back to her. When we finally arrive at Izukaze station, we face each other on the platform.
Thanks for coming with me. I had a really great time.
Me too. She hesitates, then quickly hugs me and lets me go.
I'll see you again on Monday.
If not sooner. She smiles, then leaves to catch her bus back to Ace while I drive back home. Kaori flings open the door and looks at me intensely before letting me in. I sit on the couch and she sits beside me.
What's going on? You're acting a little strange.
Sorry. It's been a long day. There's something I need to tell you. She glances at my clenched hand.
Does it have anything to do with that?
Yeah.
What is it?
I show her the drive. Kaori gives me a questioning look. It's the data to my core.
Why do you have your core's data in your hands?
I downloaded it from Eagle.
Obviously. But why?
I sigh and tell her everything I've learned. She listens quietly, but her expression darkens the longer I talk.
That's so... I mean, how
I blink in surprise. It's not often Kaori's rendered speechless. I know it's a lot to take in at once.
That's not it. Well, it is a lot to take in, but I'm sorry your dad put this burden on you.
She then looks sideways at me.
But if he had to trust somebody with this decision, I suppose he was right to trust you.
So you agree with my choice? Kaori nods.
It's what I would have done. Your core was way more than just a core. Knowing that, how could you continue to use it in the same way? Besides, we can always find you a new core. I'm sure Valerie would enjoy the challenge of building a core from scratch. And you already have some experience in doing that. Plus, I could help too.
I breathe a sigh of relief as the weight is lifted off my shoulders. I hadn't realized just how anxious I'd been about my decision. A part of me continued to wonder if perhaps I'd acted too rashly. But if someone as rational as Kaori agrees with me, then I know I made the right choice. Yeah, I'm not too worried about finding another core. Kaori thinks.
Although, if you want to get rid of the source data completely, you might want to talk to Valerie. Since she's worked on your core, she might have a copy of blueprints or something.
Good call. I'll talk to her later. We lapse into silence. Sorry. I guess I'm kind of boring to be around right now. Kaori shrugs.
Better than you acting like a pervert all the time.
Was she trying to make a joke?
Sorry, I didn't mean to make light of the situation.
I smile warmly. No, it's okay. It's exactly what I need. I glance at her. For once, she looks sympathetic, but her lips are pressed into a thin line.
You can't change what's happened in the past, so there's no use dwelling on it.
Maybe. There are still so many unanswered questions.
I know. It's okay to want to make sense of things, but only if that'll help you process what has happened.
She hesitates, then claps my hand into hers and looks into my eyes.
If you want to find answers, I will help you.
Really?
Yes.
I smile at her. With Kaori by my side, I won't have to worry about losing control of myself. If I waver in strength, if I get buried by the fear and pain, I can always count on her to keep me in line. I nod. Thank you. She nods, but I can see she's worried about me. I promise I'll be fine. Her cheeks flush.
Who said anything about that?
You didn't have to. She looks away as her cheeks redden even more.
Don't be stupid.
We settle into silence again. Kaori sneaks glances my way, then gently rests her head on my chest. As I feel her gentle weight against me, my mind clears. Like usual, she makes sense. Whether or not Dad told me doesn't matter now. He's gone, and no amount of speculation can change that. I'm lucky to have found someone to keep me grounded. With Kaori by my side, there's no mystery we can't solve. I run my fingers through her hair, and she glances up at my touch. Slowly I close the distance between our lips and kiss her. For once, she doesn't seem surprised or shy away from my touch, but melts into the kiss. As we pull away, I gaze deeply into her eyes. In this moment, I have clarity. It winds away all my stress and fears. It's okay that I don't have all the answers now, because I'm looking at my future. And it is beautiful.